Ah, communications with the Wii remote have been interrupted. Alright. Hello, everyone. Hello, Joshy, Fighter Wolf, Blue, Brexibus, and Cloverfield. Thank you guys for the good luck. Which, I guess applies to Randomizer. Not in the game RNG sense, but in the where the items are placed sense. Also, thanks for the good luck, Xander Hulk. And for the good luck as well, Nintendo. But, yeah, I have to be somewhere in a little over 3 hours, so I don't have time to do Twilight Princess HD today. Which is why we are instead doing Skyward Sword Randomizer, since there's probably going to be a tournament soon for Skyward Sword Randomizer. So we should probably at least somewhat be in practice. Also, hello, Boss Lady Trey, Nintendame, Miyamoto Psych, and Karmadex. Yesterday's run did finish with a PB. We got 349.39? Something like that. Unfortunately, the last 50 minutes of the run kind of had some mild chokes, but still a PB by about a minute. Also, hello, Rourke Complex Milk and Emmy Electo. Also, thanks for the good luck, Bayram. But yeah, so today there will be no Twilight Princess HD. Instead, I will hope that I remember how to do things in Skyward Sword Randomizer. Oh, we're starting an academy. Okay. That's not a random spawn. I mean, it is, but it got randomized to be the regular one. I'm just gonna do early Zelda's Closet. Because we can. And because this trick is funny. Really? I feel like doing this trick consistently is weirdly difficult. Or at least specifically that part of the jump right there. I guess I might have also should have asked Fi for stuff first, but oh well. It was not worth it. Ancient Sister, Ancient Fire Sanctuary. No sand ship. No magma turf. And no village. Alright, well, sand ship is kinda big there. Though, unfortunately, we probably will have to search most of Sandship still. Since we still have to find the boss key, which could potentially be behind a bunch of other stuff. Also, hello, Stavros. This chest was pinging. And it was another sword, which is not immediately useful, but good to have. Looks like Eldin is our start, or our starting pillar. And we don't have Magma Turf, but I feel like I might just try to go to Eldin initially anyway. Unless we get, like, something else here. Two blue rupees. Amazing. So, hello, Dedosh. A great day for Zelda. This is true. Not just because we're playing Zelda, but because the Twilight Princess decomp hit 100%. Which is pretty nifty. Can't really do a whole lot from here. What are the cubes? Sand slide? Why does it say I can't get sand slide cube? Oh, because I didn't mark an entrance, that's why. Oh, I guess Boko out of bounds actually would have been much faster here, but no well. I do not have claw shots. Oh, come on, really? I thought I was gonna be fine. But I was not fine. So thanks for the good luck, bloobs and apes. Specifically, the GameCube version of Twilight Princess hit 100% decompiled. I think the main project lead, Taka, said that he actually wanted to work on the Shield version next. The version of the game released on the NVIDIA Shield. So I need to actually mark. There we go. Yeah, I think it's because the Shield version, like, has a bunch of useful debug info and can probably help, make documenting some stuff easier. Oh, I also started with a random item. I forgot about that. Oops. Thankfully, it was just Slingshot. Well, yeah, we're just doing, like, this isn't a race or anything, we're just doing a seed because I don't have time to do a TPHD today. Also, thanks for the good luck, Silver Skinner. At 50 is dead. Well, yeah, so the Shield version just, like, has a bunch of useful debug tools as well for some reason. Like, it's shipped with, not something that, like, you can access in normal play, but, like, it did just ship with a collision viewer for some reason. Hopefully it'll be, illuminating for decomp, like, further decomp efforts of, like, other GameCube versions and the Wii version. Because it just happens to have a bunch of useful stuff. Key piece. Is that also a key piece? No, that's not going to be a key piece because key pieces shouldn't ping since Earth Temple's not required. Okay. Also, thank you very much, Wacer, for the 90 months of Tier 1. That's a ton of months of Tier 1, so thank you very much for the continued support. And thank you for the good luck. Nice wallet. Oh, did I really forget to do that? I'm silly. Oh, nice. Another wallet. Yeah, 90 months is really getting up there. Well, so I mean, I guess it, like, the collision viewer of the Shield version is not, like, a collision viewer that's used for, like, any research purposes. It is just a thing that exists on the Shield version. If you, like, access it through, debug stuff. Caves key. So, like, I'm not suggesting that, like, the collision viewer of the Shield version will, like, be the specific thing that helps, but it is just an example of some debug tool that's shipped with the game that I at least know about. And that's more gratitude crystals. Well, because I forgot that a chest existed, I have to drop back down in here. Also, hello, Nat. Caves key. Got all that. We have the wallet. That. But, I mean, as far as, like, the actual collision itself goes, I don't, like, at least as far as people can tell, there doesn't seem to be any collision differences between Shield and, like, GameCube and Wii. As far as the actual collision models go. The Weep. You do need that. But plus, we already have a collision viewer in the actual, like, Twilight Princess practice ROM, so there's no reason to really use the Shield one that exists. Especially since most people don't even have access to the Shield version of the game. Central Skyloft Attendants. Ruby Under Lily Pad is Progressive Beetle. Okay. You have a hangover and collision viewing of TP sounds super interesting. I mean, yeah, it definitely is interesting, I would say. It's the reason that I was able to figure out how to get to Sacred Grove as human without rupee slides recently. Which on its own is not useful, but if we can figure out a way to clip Human Link out of bounds in the first room of Sacred Grove, then Human Link can do early Master Sword. Nice. Actually, that was probably faster. Okay, that reward is dead. So thanks for the good luck comics. I'm also excited to meet up again in 2 weeks. Hopefully it will not be stupidly cold. And hopefully we can go get ramen again. Also thanks for the good luck as well, Asher. After I get the walnut, what do I do with the rest of the wall? I had not thought about this before, so I'm not sure. Alright, I could have rung the Knight Academy bell, but I forgot to check my starting item. This is why we do practice seeds first. Hey, another sword. And another Grand A Beetle. Not another beetle. I think we should be able to buy everything. Yeah. Actually, it might have been good that we went to Eldon immediately, because that's where the wallets were. Okay, Beatrice is not a check, so I don't have to worry about that. So, hello, Ben. We'll be sure to have fun with randomization. Ooh, gratitude crystals. Silent Realm did Beetle get the Dusk Relics from? Ah, that's a great question. Probably the Skyloft one, since I don't think he goes down to the surface at all. Well, that's probably our Central Skyloft to Tantalus item. So thanks for the good luck, Golden. Oh, I should have rung the Academy bell. Oops. Yo, the bug medal. I definitely needed that one. So thanks for the good luck, Viola. Also, yeah, in Beetle's shop, some of the shop items are locked behind first buying other shop items, so I had to buy the dusk relics in the like second from the right shop spot if I wanted to access the last item there. Oh, Din's power contains the Triforce of Courage. We don't have to go there. So that was Din's power, right? Yeah. Okay, we made the good decision by going this way. And for a dead baby reward. Skyloft Village is dead this seed. Alright, well, off to Farron. Where we'll probably find the Amber Tablet, if I had to guess. We're already starting at the Floria Waterfall entrance. Farron Woods to G2. Oh wait, I have Beetle. A red rupee. Ow. Actually, I don't know if it was a smart decision to go this way first. Item behind digging has nothing. So I, for some reason, thought I already had claw shots there, but I do not have claw shots. Also, hello, passenger. The initial goddess cube is in logic. Actually, that's kind of nice. That gives like reason to not really abandon that hintstone in Deep Woods, even if the Deep Woods chest isn't pinging. But I think actually it probably was a better decision to do that first. And also fix my calibration. I think that's just a Dusk Relic up there. That is another beetle. Oh, I think that's claw shots. It looks orange. Yeah, alright. We did it! We found claw shots. Nice camera. Rupee. You don't have Water Dragon scale, unfortunately, but... Go get, cubes and stuff. And we can get this statue. Rupee. And that doesn't look like anything important. It's also just a rupee. I also did forget to go get the other cube that's over here. Oops. Oh, and that chest is pinging. I wonder if it would honestly be worth it to learn how to do like a small Boko push there to get that cube. It would save like at least 10 or 15 seconds compared to going around like this. Yeah, because it definitely wouldn't be like as precise as Keese Yeet as far as like getting the Skyward Strike to go upwards would be. Okay, Gorko's Goddess Wall is nothing. Good to know. This is not a race, no. Usually if it's a race, I'll have text on the screen that says, like, I can't read chat during races, but if that's not the case, you can probably assume that it is not a race. Thanks for the good luck effervescing soup. Ancient Cistern... Oh, but Koblin. I read the word heart container and thought it was referring to the Ancient Cistern heart container. And I was like, that's a weird hint. But no. Oh, hey, Mitz. Oh, that's pinging. Oh, wow, both of those are pinging. Is the sky so shiny? The sky is very shiny because I have daytime stars turned on, just as an option of the randomizer. Bomb bag. That's only helpful in Farron at the moment. I guess Farron did have ping. I guess we can go back to Farron first. So hello, Citrol. Downloaded OBS today. How do you make your own layout? I mean, that's going to... I mean, generally, like, in OBS, you just add sources to the scene, and then, like, manipulate them as you see fit to make your layout. If you're talking about, like, the graphics that I have around the gameplay, that's kind of just a, like, an image that's behind all of the other sources. Here's the Amber Tablet. Time, pain, and suffering. I mean, I don't think any of the layouts I've made have ever required too much time. Happy Christmas! Am I excited? I guess, like, mildly, yeah, but I can't say I have a huge amount of anticipation for Christmas. Oh, right, I was gonna go to Lenny. We can do a lot of stuff in the neighborhood. Oh, I also forgot to mark that I got Hook Beetle. Fancy. Fancy Nox. Which direction do I go from here? Actually, I think we go this way and then come back to Sandsea, honestly. Because I can full clear all of Desert. I mean, I guess I could full clear all of Sandsea too? Yeah. But maybe I should have checked what the dungeon entrance was. Decisions. Because, yeah, for, like, my OBS layouts... Oh, that was the bug type. Why did I collect that? are basically just, like, gameplay splits in camera, and then, like, the background image, if it's applicable. If it's randomizer, I also throw a tracker there. Thanks. I already knew that one too. That's just a red rupee. Ah, yes. We definitely need to catch bugs in this randomizer seed. How else would we do Ocarina items? I mean, you could do Ocarina items with a bomb explosion and a cutscene item. Yeah, we picked up Bomb Bag a little bit ago. Well, thanks for the good luck, full form. Okay, it was just that one. Yeah, I think we just... Did we Death Warp here? Not sure. Yeah, I think we do just Death Warp here, honestly. Go get our friends the Choo-Choos. So hello, Makuya and Mary Say. Thank you for the good luck. Land Oasis Cube and Cube near Caged Robot. Wow, there are 0 pings here. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to go here. Oh yeah, lurking just means that, like, you're watching the stream but, like, not chatting or interacting. Well, so the randomizer allows you to choose what, like, power level of Skyward Strikes you want. So for these settings, we have the option for the hero mode Skyward Strikes turned on. Ares Wisdom has the Triforce of Power. I guess that means we'll be doing another trial. They're both pink. Everything was in Fire Node, apparently. There's Flore's Courage, which has no useful items. And another sword. You will never meet your biggest lurker. That's probably true, yeah. No pings in Lightning Node. Okay. Alright, that's just actually Sand Ship. I mean, I guess we could do Sand Sea. Panic Island. That's... Oh no, that is it. Okay. But no Spiral Charge rocks by the looks of things. But the Lanayru Mines Cube did apparently lead to something that's pinging. This is actually going to die fast. I mean, I think these settings are generally made to be, like, completable in less than 2 hours on average, or something like that. So... Still don't have a bow. But I did find my last sword, which I did not actually need, but sure. Actually, since we're closer to Eldin, I'm gonna go to Eldin. You're not used to randos going by so quickly. I mean, yeah, with, like, race settings, you tend to want everyone to finish in, at most, like, a couple hours. Otherwise, that's probably an indication that, like, things are going on for too long. Ballad of the Gods. Another hint about Bat 50. Oh, oops, what am I doing? I am not aware of there being a TPHD random. I think there's been, like, some effort put into looking into it, but it's not something that I am aware is actively involved. Ow. I don't know why it decided to do that. A heart container. Only chests ping for dowsing. Goddess cubes do not ping for dowsing. But the chests that Goddess cubes lead to do ping for dowsing. Yeah, cubes dousing if they lead to a useful item would be interesting. Probably hard to program. I don't think so. I mean, like, as long as you could know what item a cube leads to during generation. Like, because I'm pretty sure the dowsing, like the way the chest dowsing works is there's just like a dowsing tag that's like added to the chest, which I don't think is like a specific property of the chest itself. It's just like a completely separate actor that's just invisible and placed at the exact coordinates of where the chest is. So you could probably, I would think, just add those to like the cubes as well, potentially. But it's also not something that I have specifically looked into, so I could be wrong. Is this gonna work? Okay, that should be fine. Ah, yes, we already have TMS, which is a little silly, but sometimes that's how the seed goes. It's convenient to have, so I'm not gonna complain about it. Force of Wisdom is in Fire Sanctuary. Alright, well, we know where all of our Triforces are now. I think means we're just missing Heart, Water Dragon, Scale, and Bow. So thanks for the good luck kit. And thanks for the Wish of Fun and Luck dinosaur. I also still need Fire Shield things. Is it an easy miser? I mean, so far this seed has been kind of easy, yeah, but that doesn't mean that most seeds will be easy. How does the randomizer handle Bylosite? You can basically fight Bylosite whenever you have Scrapper, and also have Spiral Charge. You can go pick up the Pumpkin Soup, and then just bring it to Thunderhead to fight Bylosite or Levias. Right. I still probably want to go back to Sand Sea and just not do sand shit right now. Let's see, I can mark off those two. I can mark off the Farron trial. So mark off the Water Dragon's reward. I am kind of surprised we still don't have a bow yet, but something has to be late in logic, I suppose. Thank you very much, Necro, for the 40 months of Tier 1. Is it possible to homebrew, I assume you mean an OLED Switch? The answer is technically yes, but you have to send it into someone, or like install yourself a mod chip. It's not possible to homebrew through like previous consoles through some sort of software exploit. It requires doing a hardware exploit to get homebrew on an OLED Switch, at least as far as I know, and last I checked. But I feel like if that was suddenly not the case, I would have heard about it. Oh my god, please. Oh boy, a tab tone. That's what we wanted. Yeah, so I'm not sure like what the cost of sending off an OLED Switch to get a mod chip installed would be, but that is kind of the only option, unfortunately. Right. Darn it. Okay. That looks like a heart piece on the left. Golden Skull. And that's a red rupee. Looking like the Tro is probably going to be our only option. It makes sense because we have 30 gratitude crystals. Yeah. I guess also the Bizarre Goddess chest. So we checked all of Beetle's shop, or at least all of what's in logic for Beetle's shop earlier, and Beetle did have a beetle, and a sword and some gratitude crystals, so... we got everything that we could from him. We're not going to be able to get Tro 40. Oh well. Oh, hello. Run hop. We've only collected one freestanding gratitude crystal. Yeah, but Tro 50 we've seen the hint for, and it was just a silver rupee. A tumbleweed. Okay, that's not very much. Water Dragon Scale, there we go. Alright, now we can go get the 2 pinging chests in the shed. Thanks for the good luck, Pessidon. Okay, there's Quick Beetle. And more gratitude crystals. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but alright. Aren't I grateful? Well, hoping for maybe like Fire Shield earrings or something, but I guess we have to go to Lake Floria for that. I can finally go beat a dungeon though. Oh, darn it, too early. I don't need Rupee under Lily Pad. Oh, hey, there's a... Take that. E. I mean, I wouldn't say this is a Christmas stream, considering that it's not Christmas, but it is near Christmas. Can I speedrun every single Zelda game? I would not say that I can speedrun every single Zelda game, no. I can speedrun all of the 3D Zelda games, but basically none of the 2D ones. Oh, that's the blue shield. Nice. Yeah, I've done Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom before. Not as much as the other 3D Zelda games, and like specifically Breath of the Wild, not as much as the other 3D Zelda games, but I did speedrun Tears of the Kingdom for like 10 months after it came out. Doing any percent in all dungeons. Another one. Okay. Well, off to the boss then. Because we know that the Bokoblin is dead since we got a hint about that earlier. And yeah, I also ran Tears of the Kingdom at AGDQ 2024. So if you're asking about like the 3D Zelda 100% challenge, I've never done that before, but I have done 100% speedruns of individual 3D Zelda games, yes. I've done 100% for Wind Waker, both GameCube and HD. I've done 100% for Ocarina of Time 3D, 100% for Skyward Sword HD, and Twilight Princess HD. So, as far as, like, the 3D Zelda challenge goes on, like, the official leaderboard, you're supposed to do all of the original games, so that would mean none of the 3DS remakes, and, none of, like, the Wii U remakes or Skyward Sword HD on the Switch. So, like, if you're doing the 3D Zelda 100% challenge, but you did, like, OOT 3D instead of OOT, you wouldn't be able to submit it to the leaderboard, but, like, if you want to do OOT 3D instead, because it's, like, your personal preference, then you could just do that instead and not submit it to the leaderboard. Yeah, I guess speaking of the 3D Zelda 100% challenge, Yuki's still going. Yeah, she is still going. She's 73 hours in. Still has some amount of Breath of the Wild left to do. A third bottle. Oh my goodness. Why were there 3 bottles in Ancient Cistern? Controls are also not completely calibrated at the moment. Ah, I see effervescing. That makes sense. Nice miss. Alpha 2 might be the worst game of all time. I mean, it's definitely not most people's favorite, so... I've never played a decent amount of it, or like a decent enough amount of it to form any real opinion, I don't think. We still need Harp and Fire Shield earrings. Okay, so that's taking... Oh wait, what am I doing? I wanted to get this chest, not dive. Yeah, I mean, games, at least from what I am aware, were, like, significantly harder in, like, the 80s and 90s. And, like, part of that was just making the experience of playing the game last longer by making it more difficult. So that, like, it could be a way of essentially padding out playtime since the games themselves weren't actually that big, right? Oh, hey, there's our bits. I only have one bottle? Really? That kind of sucks. Come on. Oh, that's true, yeah. Especially since most games at that point were... or like the transition between arcade and console is not something I've thought about before, but that would also make sense. And we'll go do Slide and Farron. So it's all of the groups of 4, that's right. Actually, this probably isn't the first one I want to go get. Probably want to start with the viewing platform 4. Nice. That was placed in a jump location? Interesting. The 4th empty bottle. I'm so good at finding empty bottles. Also, thanks for the good luck, Leanne. The 5th empty bottle! Oh my god. I'm so good, I found all of the empty bottles. But we have achieved bottle percent. Okay, there's the fire shield earrings. We're still missing the harp, though, which is somewhere. Oh, no, wait, let's go to Boko Base. Great. Floating Island Goddess Chest. True, the harp must just be where we left it, obviously. not realize my bomb count was so low. Another bow. Nice. Yeah, Link Between Worlds is pretty good. Kind of unfortunate that it's stuck on the 3DS. But... which... right, it's the one in Summit Waterfall that I want, not this one. Do the skippy skip. There was ultimately nothing in Boko Base. Nice. Also nice. It failed that jump again. Oh, that's fine. Well, yeah, so the next, whatever the next 3D Zelda game is not going to use the Hyrule from Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. Or gravity crystals. I already knew that dig spot was good. Spirit Tracks 2. Yeah, in Hero Mode, the Skyward Strike charges instantly when you get the fully upgraded True Master Sword. But because we have the upgraded Skyward Strike option, selected, we have the Hero Mode Skyward Strike charge speed and power. Elden volcanoes on the path to Koloktos. That's where we found the whip. This is unsurprising. Any Zelda game could be remade on Switch 2. What are we picking? I mean, I would probably choose one of, like, one of the games between Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess. I think it probably would make the most sense for Nintendo to do Ocarina of Time. But I do think that there's a pretty decent chance we get some other remake or remaster next year on Switch 2, just because it would make sense for Nintendo to, like, keep contracting Tantalus Games to make more 3D Zelda remakes after they did TP HD and Skyward Sword HD. Oh, well, I guess I can just get that now. I forgot I had my bullets. Kind of a slow way of getting it, but... yes, I did see that TP decomp reached 100%, which is pretty cool. I mean, I don't know if a remake of, like, the first 3 Zelda games would make sense, but I guess maybe I'm not the target demographic for that. Hey, there's our harp. So I think that's everything we need, then. Well, I guess I still have to find the boss key here, so I'll still proceed as normal. Once we find the boss key, we can just go to the boss door. Yeah, because I mean, like, Link Between Worlds, I think, originally started out as a remake of Link to the Past, but then sort of became its own game. Chest has to contain a small key. But, like, I definitely... Personally, I would prefer something from OOT to Twilight Princess. I would, if they were going to do one of those, I would expect either OOT Wind Waker or Twilight Princess. I wouldn't expect Majora's Mask, since I, like... I kind of expect that, like, regardless of what happens, Nintendo would not preemptively choose Majora's Mask over Ocarina of Time. Like, if Majora's Mask was gonna get remade, it's because OOT was already remade. Kind of like what happened with the... really? Nice. Kind of like what happened with the 3DS games. Will we ever get a DS game remade? That's a great question. I mean, due to how the DS games control, you'd have to pretty significantly change up the control system. For Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass. And by that, I mean, like... I guess not just the control system, but also, like, anything that involves the touchscreen would have to go away. Pretty much. Viral charge. That wasn't what I wanted. Very small. Phantom Hourglass also does have the lid, or like the closing the DS puzzle. Well, the problem with, like, touchscreen stuff being required for, like, Switch or Switch 2 games is that, like, then you can only play the game in handheld mode and you can't play it on, you can't play it, like, with the tablet docked, right? Unless you then require people to have, like, a second Switch to connect to the first one to use as the tablet. Which is an option that I think, like, the Switch 2 would be capable of, but it would be kind of weird to require people to purchase essentially a second console to be able to play the game. Well, so the mic requirement thing, like, that could work on Switch 2, because the Switch 2 does have a microphone, but I feel like that's probably something that you would just change, like, game design-wise, to not require using the microphone, most likely. Pro controller combined with the second screen. Well, it's like, what do you use as the second screen, right? Because the only real option is another Switch console. At least as far as I can tell, that's what the only real other option would be. Because you have to have, like, tactile access to a screen to do touch input stuff, right? I mean, I guess technically you... I don't even know if that would work well. Like, I guess in theory, you could do the entire thing with pointer controls, or like mouse mode or something, but I feel like that would be really awkward. Well, yeah, I know on like Wii U DS Virtual Console, you can just have the screens side by side on the TV, but that still doesn't solve the touch screen issue, right? Oh, what's this first actually? The real answer is the Wii U tablet. I mean, I would be perfectly down with that if, like, Nintendo does develop DS Virtual Console or DS NSO for the Switch 2, and one of the things you could use is a Wii U tablet. That would be kind of funny. Alright, is this the boss key? Oh my god, it was the boss key. NSO stands for Nintendo Switch Online, which is just the subscription service that's necessary to access the, like, virtual console titles, essentially, on the Switch and Switch 2. So it costs, like, what, $70 a year, I think? Oh yeah, the gamepad was great for Splatoon also. Like, the gamepad was, like, honestly very good in my opinion. At least for the games that I played it with, right? Those being Wind Waker HD, TP HD, and Splatoon. Oh, that's right. It's $50 for an individual and $70 for family. Not that direction. What? What was that? I am confused about what attack happened there. Or gratitude crystals. I didn't actually need to collect those. What happens to Girahim after you kill Demise? I mean, Demise kind of kills Girahim. So Girahim's already dead by the time Demise is dead. Or I guess turned into a sword. Something like that. Oh yeah, probably not dead, because he could probably be reconstructed from the core of Demise's sword, that's true. I mean, Demise's sword also disappears, though. So... That's probably not true. First... That... And over there. This direction first. That is not it. I'll pick this up anyway. Oh, it's the life tree. Nice. Okay, so that probably means we have to collect all of the tears then. Unfortunately. Always the trial reward goes to escape. I feel like I've gotten decently lucky with it not being the trial reward. Yeah. Oh wait, that's another harp object. That has to be the last song of the hero part. True, the soundtrack when you're not getting chased is very relaxing. Now we do have Spiral Charge. But yeah, I forget, is Tentalus skip allowed in this rule set? I think it is. I don't remember for certain. Yes? Alright. Tentalus skip is just a glitch that we can do to skip having to fight Tentalus, but still set the completion flag for having completed Sandship. Because the Tentalus fight is very slow, so being able to do Tentalus skip saves like 50 seconds or something. How beginner-friendly is Skyward Sword SD? Any percent? I would say it's fairly beginner-friendly, but it is a little weird. Like, G3 Escape, which is essentially the last trick you do in the run, can kind of trip people up a little bit. As the way that it works is a little strange. I don't think that's the Triforce piece, otherwise I'd probably be able to see it from here. Yeah, no. It's another wallet. Wow. Alright, well, nice. Here's the last green light. Just that one? There are only two? Dang. Oh, that one is the Triforce. It just didn't appear because of draw distance. Can Jim read chat? Good question. I don't know. Oh yeah, I mean, like, also no speedrun is perfect, right? Like, even though I got a PB yesterday for TPHD All Dungeons, my PB still has quite a few mistakes in it, right? Like, even during the part of the run that I would describe as, like, the part of the run that I did very good on still has mistakes, right? They're just not mistakes that, like, waste a ton of time, but there are still mistakes, right? Like, accidentally bonking, or, like, missing rolls in key places, or, like, taking 2 attempts to do a clip, even though it doesn't take very long to attempt it a second time. Like, all of those mistakes are still there, right? Oh, oops, wait a minute. Oh yeah, so for some, like, very simple games, you can get, like, perfect runs, right? Where, like, it's possible to either get extremely close to or match, like, what a task does, but for the most part, most games are not that, right? Like, Zelda games are definitely not that. Let's see. I think that's not... I want to say that that's not... That's not Stern. Well, so, just because you make a task does not mean that the task is perfectly optimized, right? Like, you know, people often discover new ways to optimize a task during the creation of a task, but if you discover it, like, halfway through, most of the time you can't just, like, retroactively apply that optimization to earlier parts of the run. So... like, when I made the first Twilight, or not first actually, technically second Twilight Princess any percent task, I discovered brake sliding, like 40 minutes into the task, which is a technique that you can kind of just use everywhere to save time, but I couldn't just retroactively apply brake sliding to the first 40 minutes of the task, because that would require redoing the entire task up to that point, and that's not something that I wanted to do. Well, so I didn't discover brake sliding itself, but I discovered brake sliding specifically, or like I specifically discovered how to properly do brake sliding. Or wait, did I discover it? No. I think it was, brake sliding was discovered roughly around then, and I kind of just applied it to Twilight Princess and realized that it saved time going up slopes. I think is what happened. Oh, right. Of course that doesn't work. I forgot to do that. I'm just gonna check the chest at the bottom. That's true. I did discover Harp Cancel by complete accident. In the middle of a speedrun. And was very confused. What is happening? Up, down, up, right. No, it was a small feat. At least I was right about the ping. Oh wait, I wanted to death work. But yeah, I did discover, like, the general idea of reverse bit magic. Because reverse bit magic had actually been used for early Thunderhead for, like, 7 years before we discovered, like, general reverse bit magic. It was just not understood well enough, essentially. So... well, I guess the specific sticking point was that people... I don't know if I need to shoot the thing. The specific sticking point was that people didn't realize that if you made a scene flag, or if you did a scene flag or temporary flag RBM, the effect of the RBM does not happen until you... until the bit that you set gets properly copied to a different part of memory. That happens whenever you, like, actually make a, like, natural scene flag or temporary flag change in an area. So, like, it would make sense if people discovered how to do that. Or, like, if people had tested that way back in, like, 2012, but then didn't realize that... or, like, thought that it didn't work because they didn't see the effect happen, like, with what happened with early Thunderhead, or with early Life Tree Seedling. Because early Life Tree Seedling is an inventory instance of reverse bit magic. Gratitude crystals. Oh my goodness. Those gratitude crystals there. Yeah, reverse bit magic was discovered in 2019. Well, Randomizer still has a lot of skill involved. There is some luck, but, like, generally the person who, or, like, one of the people who is the most skilled will generally win a Randomizer tournament, right? Like, it's very rare for someone to win a Randomizer tournament purely based on luck. Right? Like, you do actually have to be good at, like, moving around in the game and being able to do so quickly. But, like, I do think that when it comes down to, like, which one of the top players wins, that is generally, almost more luck-dependent than not, I would say. Just depending on who decides to go where at what point, based on their intuition. One of the people who's better will generally win. Yeah. Super high-level wisdom here. But, like, especially as, like, a tournament grows in size, the chance of someone who's, like, not a top player, winning purely based on luck just continues to go down and down. No, Randomizer tournaments typically have everyone streaming for luck. There's the boss being. There is an event that happens each year called Speed Gaming Live, where people do actually come together to participate in various, like, in-person randomizer tournaments, but that only happens once a year. No, it's not only Zelda games, but Zelda games are very prominently featured. It's typically a lot of, like, older... Oh, oops, hold on. I want to do a skip. It's typically a lot of older games, though, so, like... you'll also have, like, I think both Metroid and Super Metroid. I think there's usually some Mega Man tournament there. But, like, the big ones are Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, also. So it is very Zelda-coded, but, like, any game can be a part of that event. Oh, wait, I don't have a... Okay, hold on, never mind. I never made a file for Tentacle Skip. Hold on, back in we go. I forgot I needed a Skyloft file for that. And yeah, the Speed Gaming Live tournaments do get streamed on Twitch. On the Speed Gaming Live channels. Oh, my arrows. I wanted arrows. I guess if we're waiting out there, probably would have been fine. The arrow drops were kind of close to respawn. I thought he was gonna go the other way. with this fight. I think as a fight, it's, like, fine. The speedrun does, get a little boring with it, though, just because of how long it is. So the version of the game that the Randomizer is based off of is the NTSC 1.0 version, and in that version of the game, the Gust Bellows does do damage to Tantalus, yes. That was patched in all of the other releases of the game, though, unfortunately, because it is very funny. Nice. Got my Tad tone. Yeah, I mean, it would have been really cool if the fight could have somehow involved the Time Shift Stone. I'm not sure how that really would have worked, though, because the only creature that... Or, like, none of the enemies in the game can, like, also travel between the different time periods the way that Link is able to, so... I feel like the Tantalus fight was probably, like, or, like, would have been a good point in the game to, like, actually create something that looks, like, scary, right? Because usually Zelda games have, like, something that is scary or disturbing in some way. Like, not, like, majorly, right? But, you know, like, Dead Hand in OOT, or, Wind Waker's Redeads, or, you know, any number of things in Majora's Mask. Or, like, Twilight Princess has a couple weird cutscenes, or just, like, the Blizzetta fight, right? Or for some people, Armagome is the scariest thing, yeah. If you have arachnophobia. I feel like Skyward Sword doesn't really have something like that. I guess maybe some of the cutscenes with Girahim are a little weird, but he's usually not particularly scary, so... I feel like creating a scary sea monster could have been very cool for Sandship. So thanks for the good luck, Black Jakku. Yeah, I mean, I guess Cistern Basement is kind of scary. At least, like, the contrast with the top of Cistern makes it kind of surprising. But I guess I feel like the zombie bokoblins aren't particularly scary. Oh, maybe that's just me. Actually, can you imagine if they made the Cursed Bokoblins like twice the speed of regular Bokoblins? That would have been freaky, right? That would have given, like, Gloom Hands vibes from Tears of the Kingdom. So I still don't know why Gloom Hands weren't called Floor Masters. I feel like that should have been obvious as a name, but I guess Gloom Hands works. Oh, that's true. I guess the silent realms are meant to be scary. Also, yay, we completed the randomizer. Pretty long, much longer than the last seed I did. Also, thanks for the 100 bits, Joshi. I think for me, the Silent Realms just aren't scary anymore because I've, like, been speedrunning the game for so long that I forget they're supposed to be scary, so I kind of just got used to them. Anyway, thanks for the GGs, guys. We should be back with the TPHD again tomorrow, so, yeah. We will do TPHD tomorrow. And, I will be streaming on Christmas Eve, but not on Christmas, so there will be no stream on Thursday. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.